Ooh,
Yeah,
ooh.
birthday.
So
It's your
it's a surprise. It's a surprise episode of Day, the birthday edition. It's my birthday. Make some noise for myself.
birthday.
Make some noise for me.
Uh, they ask me what I do and who I do it
I do this to pay my rent on time.
and how I come up with this shit up in the studio. All I want for my birthday
Is to pay my rent on time. That's all I really want at this point.
is a big booty hoe. All I want.
That would be great too, but specifically, I just want to be financially responsible.
I want for my birthday is a big booty hoe. When I
I'm gonna
die,
die,
bury
man.
me in
All right, man. It's my birthday. Make some noise for myself. Happy birthday to me. Make some noise. It makes noise for myself. Happy birthday. And this is also Dated, a show that investigates love. Yes, I decided, you know what? It's my birthday. I need to speak to the people because a lot's going on. A lot has happened in the past. How many days? I mean, since I last spoke to y'all in depth, it's been about a week or so. And when I say 1,001 things have happened since the last time I spoke to you, I say, you know what? Let me talk to the people. Let me holler at y'all real quick. I'm about to go out and enjoy the rest of my birthday festivities. But I was like, you know what? Let me give the streets a little bit of day in it because the streets love me. And I love the streets. All right. Every time I'm stepping out, and I'll talk about this a little bit later, the streets are reminding me as to why I love y'all. And when I say the streets, I mean just the people and the people around, especially here in Brooklyn. All right. Ironically, I'm leaving Brooklyn. I'm leaving New York this week or next week. I have one more week left in New York City, which is crazy because I just got here a little less than a year and a half ago. But I'll get to that a little bit later. Today is, in fact, my birthday. I turned 34. What a year. 34 is the first birthday where you're like, okay, yeah. I think I talked about this a couple episodes ago. Okay, 34. That feels a way. I woke up 2 days ago, my neck hurting. You would have thought I got tackled in the open field by a linebacker. My neck hurts, and it still hurt. I've gone to the masseuse. This is 34, is random injuries from resting. That's what 34 is, I guess. But 33 was a really, really interesting year. I think I learned a lot about myself at 33. One, I think from a relationship standpoint, I feel like I made strides in like what I think I'm looking for, in the spirit of Dated, a show that investigates love, talking about what 33 meant for me in that space was like. I was able to kind of test the long distance thing. I was able to test different careers and different professions and trying to make effort to go see people out of town and all this kind of stuff. And I really have no regrets in all of it, but I just think I learned a lot. I think when you first get out of a relationship or just dating in general, I think a lot of people have like their must have. I will never do this. I'll never do that. This is, my icks or my non-negotiables. And then as you like grow older, you realize people not say like flawed, but we're all like lived in. We're all living. We're all experiencing shit. So I think I've done a pretty decent job this 33rd year of my life of just like trying to make exceptions. But then also at times like listening to my gut way more often than maybe I would have. Maybe before I would have let something slide a little bit longer before I said, this is not serving me. And listening to family. I had a shorty that I won't say it because it's gonna be too obvious. But listening to family is important. There's been multiple times. I think like guys, we don't always share who we're dating with our friends and family as much as women do. This is just I won't say a hot take, but this is something that as I date, I'm meeting girls' friends more than they're meeting my friends, my niggas, my sisters, etc., cousins, etc. And the fellas, if you got a sister, especially an older sister, show her who you're dating. All right, younger sister, show her who you're dating, because your sisters are going to always put you on the most game as far as who you should or should not be dating, whether she knows her or not. Show your sister the joints. Show her the joints. If you go home for 4th of July, Christmas, Thanksgiving, whatever, show your sister your roster. And I almost guarantee you, if your sister's not a hater and miserable herself, she gonna be like, nah, give her the rundown. So this is, Upper West Side shorty. This is Lawyer Bay. This is OnlyFans wifey. You know what I'm saying? And she gonna tell you all the things like, no, that ain't it. I be having to slow roll my joints out to my older sister because she be like, I trust her so much that I sometimes feel like I want to wait to see if it's gonna, like, I know it's not a thing, but I just want to wait a little bit longer to see if I can marinate this little relationship out. So show your sisters your shorties. That's my, if I never told you anything on my birthday, don't say I never gave you nothing. But yeah, 33 was amazing. Then I think on the professional side, 33 was really interesting because 33, I got into my first I was like kind of getting to my swing here in New York. When I turned 33, I'd already been here for like 3-4 months. And so that summer was interesting. It was tough trying to find who your actual people are. Because you move to a city, it's like college, where in college back in the day, there's a kid maybe from your same hometown that goes to the same college. And you think, oh, okay, there's a couple kids from so-and-so, we'll link, whatever, boom, boom, boom. But you realize you're really only friends, or you were only cool because of proximity. You weren't actually holistically unconditional friends. So I think that first summer, that first year was really me just finding that actual community that, are people that are doing similar shit that you're doing every single day, and people that you love. And I think that was, especially in comedy specifically, really mainly specifically talking about comedy, that was like really, really interesting and tough to navigate. But I think now looking at this year, even though ironically I'm moving, it's kind of reminded me and reflected like, damn, you really just have to stick shit through and like see it through and stick it out and also show up. Like New York, one of the biggest lessons I learned about living in New York is that New York gives you the energy that you give it back. New York gives back the energy that you give it, I should say. So when you invest in community, you ask questions, you're polite, you speak up, you make the effort to make connections. New York gives it right back to you. I think if there's anyone that's moving to New York and thinking about moving to New York and trying to figure it out, that's the biggest thing. No one's going to save you in any kind of way in New York. And that's one thing I had to learn the hard way. But as you consistently, show up, support people, whether you're a comedian, whether you're actress, whether your friend has a bake shop, whether your friend has a coffee shop, whatever it is, just pull up, buy the thing, don't ask for a discount. And those things come back. And I think that's what this city's been built off of. And I think as transplants, a lot of us don't realize that. So we're so used to our smaller towns or our smaller things where like people are looking out for you, but shit is so expensive and so crazy. It's self-preservation for everybody. So as long as you add to the ecosystem, you'll get those things back. And I think I just made a lot of good progress in stand-up this year. So I've been really proud of 33. It was a tough year to figure it out, but I'm really proud of 33, and I really learned how to understand that some things are beneath me, specifically and especially professionally, whether it be my day job and or like stand up. Some things are just not worth certain levels of energy to give, and it'll crush you if you let it. Whether it be this job, thinking this particular job is going to be my saving grace, or thinking some comedy club is going to be my saving grace. If I just get in here, everything will change. Like, it's a lot of things, once you get on the other side of it, realize that it don't mean shit. Who you are at the core is what's most important. But yeah, so to speed y'all up on some of the current Danny T topics, I'm moving back to LA. Yeah. This all happened super, super fast. Literally, I got laid off end of May, and I maybe took those first 2 weeks just to kind of decompress. I've been running, I would say since I've been single the past 3.5 years, I moved twice in LA, different apartments in the same building, but I moved twice, had a job, finished the show, ended the show, moved here, had that whole rat race. So I just had been sprinting nonstop since I've been single, really the last 3.5 years. I put 2 specials out, just really trying to lock in, grind, white knuckling it all. And I think that was the first time this past, early June where I've been like, you know what? I got some runway here. Let me just live life. Let me go to the fucking park and smoke and drink a little bit and relax. Let me go on walks. Let me go just experience life in the city and meet up with friends and go co-work and all kind of shit. And I can get really I can get blinders on fast. So that was just amazing to just do that for a couple weeks. But I wasn't really getting job offers. And I made this LinkedIn post. a few weeks after that. It's like, hey, just really being me. It's like kind of what this is now. What's up? I'm Danny. I work with really cool people. This is the shit I've done. I'm laid off. I need you to fucking hire me. And I got a bunch of interviews. I got hella interviews, and a friend slash former coworker of mine reached out, had one call, did one assignment because it's a writing slash producing job, senior producer job. Did that assignment on a Friday. Had a call on Tuesday, assignment due Friday. Got a call the next Monday saying I got the offer. Took a week to negotiate and got the final offer literally last Friday, and accepted it a couple days ago. So yeah, your boy's moving, still producing. And I was really bittersweet to leave New York because it's one of those things where like I'm just now getting my momentum here, and I feel like another year or two I would be in a really different space. But I think one thing that, as I reflect on my time here so far, what New York has given me in the past year and 4 or 5 months is like, now my work ethic is scalable in other spaces. I know the work ethic that people have here in New York, and in that point I just made about community. I know that if I bring that back to LA, I'll be in a different spot, even in LA, as I progress through my career. But I do love LA. LA is my neutral. I think about like what is your neutral as a person, right? Like when you're just sitting still, when the cars are neutral, if it's on a level street, it's not gonna roll. It's just gonna sit there. It might roll a little bit, but it's steady. What is my level? What is my neutral? And I think by default, LA is more of my neutral than New York. New York is beautiful, but damn, rats in the fucking subway. It just takes a lot out of me mentally at times. But now that I have this last week in New York, I'm just really trying to do all the checklist things that I possibly can. I'm going to a museum later today by myself. This has kind of been my New York tradition. My last birthday, I went to a museum by myself. Today, I will go to the museum by myself. And just like give myself a chance to reflect. Birthdays, as you get older, maybe it's the cancer in me, but you do get a little bit emotional, not like in a bad way, but it's like, damn, I really reflected on all the things that I've done this past year. And what better way to do that than like walk in a museum a little bit buzzed in the middle of the day when everybody else is at work. So if you need a nice, healthy way to celebrate your birthday, steal that as well. But it's funny when I announced that I was moving on Instagram, I got so many different DMs about like, oh, you want to be on my podcast? You want to collaborate? You want to do my show? It's like, nigga, I'm officially bi-coastal now. All right. I'm going to just lie and say I'm bi-coastal. Yes. Am I moving to LA? Absolutely. Am I bi-coastal? Yes. Which means I'm only here for a couple of days anytime you see me anywhere. So book me. I'm gonna just lie. Cause I feel like if you tell somebody oh yeah, I live here now, is boom, boom, boom. Oh, okay, well, I'll get to you. I'm just gonna lie and say I'm bi-coastal, so I need people to book me. I don't really know what a lot of niggas be saying they bi-coastal and not. If you're not paying, if your name ain't on 2 different leases, sublease, permanent lease, whatever, you're not bi-coastal. Your mama just lives in New York. You got a roommate in LA, your mama lives in New York. You're not bi-coastal. But I'm a lie because I've gotten gigs in LA when I land and gigs here that I can't take because I'm leaving just because I said I'm moving. So we all really should be lying and saying we're all bi-coastal, and I think all of our careers will go extremely better. Lie. Yeah, I'm here for 72 hours. If you see me on the 74th, my flight got delayed. Motherfucker. But things that I'll miss, to wrap up New York, things that I'll miss about New York. And once again, I truly do plan to come back at least 3 or 4 times a year and keep a presence here and do shows and all that kind of stuff and keep New York top of mind. That's why I moved here, because I wanted to really integrate it into my life on a consistent basis creatively. But things that I'll miss in New York, I'll miss the proximity to community, especially the Black community here in Brooklyn and Bed-Stuy. It's beautiful. Like, I've never lived I lived in Chicago. Chicago's a very Black city, of course, but there's nothing like New York Black Brooklyn community. It's small, smaller than you think, and it's just beautiful. It's artistic. It's people from all walks of life. It's colorful. It's welcoming. It's open, and I don't think any city does Black solidarity like Black Brooklyn and all the places that I live. So I'll miss that part. I'll miss the sense of just like home when you walk outside as a Black person living in Bed-Stuy specifically. Even with all the gentrification, it's still a really beautiful Black city, neighborhood, I should say. But what I'm looking forward to in LA, hot take, I'm looking forward to driving again. I'm looking forward to getting in my car and doing my thing and going and getting lost, taking my time, parking in front of a spot if I'm early, and sitting there on my phone for 15 minutes. I'm looking forward to that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm looking forward to driving to the beach. I'm looking forward to driving out of town. I'm looking forward to road trips. I'm a car guy. I love driving, and not having a car here was pretty shitty. I hate the subway. Is it convenient? Sure. Is it great to have it as an option? Absolutely. But as your only means of transportation, anytime I want to go to Jersey or something, I'm like, brother, this is horrible. And one of the first things I learned when I moved to New York was your day doesn't end until you close your front door in New York City. Like in LA, say you do a show, you go to dinner, your day's over from like your surroundings and paying attention perspective once you close that door in your car and drive off, right? Your guard's down. You're just listening to music, you're just cruising, especially if it's late, it's not that much traffic. You just on autopilot trying to get home. Of course, things can happen on the way home, but your guard is down. In New York, you leave dinner or show, somebody's house, get on the train. Now it's 11:30, some guy's jacking off in the corner. Now some nigga's screaming, beatboxing in your ear. Now somebody's butt naked in a car. There's a subway car in front of you. Like it's a whole different mental gymnastics that you have to like withstand when you're in New York. But yeah, I think that's what I'm going to look forward to the most and miss the most about New York and look forward to the most in LA. Also, a couple observations before we close this out. Everybody that I know is in Europe right now. Every piece of fine shit that I've ever wanted to like converse with, talk to, start a family with is in Europe and or Paris. And it's got me really in a space of I'm traveling next year. I'm going to be in Europe next year doing something artistically cool, ambiguous. Am I going to be with a young lady? Probably. Okay. Is it going to be a lot of ambiguous pictures of who'll take that picture of Danny? Why is it? I can see something in the reflection of it. Don't worry about it, nigga. Just know I'm outside in that motherfucker chilling, having the time of my life. But I'm definitely gonna be traveling next year. I got to. This is the last year I can't be outside wee-weeing, smoking cigarettes on the, you know what I'm saying, the sidewalk with little artsy clothes on and shit, thrifting. I need that little getting random tattoos and shit. I need that. I'm manifesting out for 2027, Danny. A year from now. I think like a music festival or something in Paris. But it looked fire. Every little fine shit I know is in Paris right now. And like I want to know, are y'all with niggas on these trips? Like who y'all with? I don't believe all these trips are solo trips. There's no way. I think solo trips are amazing. It seems cool, dope. But who you with? Cause from Instagram, I've had a crush on you since 2025. And I would hope that you wouldn't be cheating on me by bringing this nigga to Paris with you. That's kind of rude for our relationship. So just let me know. Are you with this nigga? Where is he at? Let me see. Because now I'll get into my toxic take of the week. Every episode I wait till towards the end of the episode to give a slightly toxic take. Having a man doesn't count if he's not taller than me or here. Like I'm 6'3". If he's not taller than me and in this space that we're both in right now, that don't count. You can't say you have a man right now. To me, specifically. Did I make that rule up? No, but that's the truth. Oh, I got a man. He's 5'11". What are you talking about? Oh, I got a man. He's 6'1", but he's out of town right now. I don't see him. Let's continue our conversation about our life together. For now, no pressure, but we should continue to. We have a foundation here that we should explore. You talking about another nigga that says he loves you, but he's not even here right now, and he's 5'10". Whatever. That's the law. Last thing, DM of the week, favorite segment of the people. DM of the week. This is a perfect DM of the week to surmise, I think, my time in New York and also what New York means to me, the things that I'll miss the most. I've told y'all the past couple weeks, from just posting clips and dated, and as we grow this thing, this community, I've gotten recognized outside around so many times, like probably legitimately 15 times in the past couple of weeks, just out and about. And I appreciate y'all for it. So this DM I think it was the day before Juneteenth, I met up with some fraternity brothers. We were drinking at a bar down at Crown Heights. One of my fraternity brothers is on TV. So people actually know who he is. People are coming up to him. Oh, whatever. He was on the Wu-Tang Hulu show. Elijah Martinez. So people know who he is. He's been in New York for a while. So he's getting love. We're getting like little free shots and shit, doing our thing. So we bounce and leave. And when we leave, I go meet some other friends that are across the street at a different bar. But now I'm called the Uber to go to a show. I'm realizing I forgot my AirPods at the first spot. So I already called the Uber. I run back across the street to the first spot. I see my AirPods at the bar, get my AirPods, run back to the Uber, all good. Don't think anything of it. I go to check my TikTok DMs maybe an hour later. I get a DM from somebody from somebody saying, hey, you or somebody forgot your AirPods at the table. Crazy. So now I'm just like, oh, somebody knew who I was at the table as well. It just seemed, it's never happened to me before where like, oh, I'm being perceived even when I don't know that I'm being perceived. But the beautiful part about it was she wasn't on some weird shit. She wasn't, she just like, hey, I know who you are, whatever that means, in the grand scheme of things, but you forgot a thing. And if I had not remembered that I forgot my AirPods there, that DM would have been extremely helpful. And that's just like surmises what New York is, especially Black New York, is like people look out for you. People act like New York is this place of, dog eat dog and nobody gives a fuck. New Yorkers have probably been the nicest, most thoughtful people in community that I've ever lived in my life. And I'm from Ohio. I lived in Jacksonville. I lived in Chicago. I lived in Charlotte. I lived in LA. I lived in San Francisco. And New Yorkers are the most community-based, thoughtful, kind people that I've ever lived amongst in my life. So that was a DM. That was a different kind of DM of the week, but definitely a DM of the week that made me feel special for multiple reasons. One, that I feel like, okay, I'm really continuing on this trajectory of doing things and making stuff that people appreciate. But then also it was a DM that was just looking out for me as a neighbor to say, hey, nigga, you forgot your AirPods here. And she didn't blow up my spot while I was there. So anyways, man, this has been a nice, quick, short emergency episode of Dated. Happy birthday to me. If you call me for the rest of the day, I'll probably be intoxicated or at a museum or scheming on something. Who knows? I don't know. The day is not super planned other than the museum and maybe some shopping, some thrifting around the city. But I truly love you guys so much. I love what we're building so much. I love the positivity that we are building so much. There's so little shows that I think can teeter around comedy and dating and love that gets this much positive love. Like most of our comments, 95% of our comments are all funny, positive things. And I feel like in a space where everything is negative, everything is clickbaity, everything is supposed to be exaggerated, y'all appreciate just having fun, letting loose, being happy, being welcoming. And that's what this podcast is for. This podcast is for baddies and cool niggas. That's the only two demographics of people Dated is for fine shit and cool niggas. Baddies that they got their shit together. They're working on their shit. They're passionate about what they do. They're bosses in their own right, and they take pride in themselves. And the cool niggas who like support them. That's what Dated is about. Niggas that like to, you know what I'm saying? Let's just go. I got you. Niggas that don't scare the hoes. It's a lot of scare the hoe ass niggas out here that this podcast is not for, and we gotta block them niggas from the RSS feed. But all right, I've rambled enough. Thank y'all for humoring me in this podcast. Until next time, peace. Mwah.